In the dark and dreary village of Ingolstadt, there lived a brilliant but mad scientist named Victor Frankenstein. He was consumed by his desire to create life and unlock the secrets of the universe. One stormy night, as lightning lit up the sky and thunder shook the ground, Victor succeeded in his quest. He had created a being, a monster, stitched together from the corpses of the dead. But as soon as the monster opened its eyes, Victor recoiled in horror. The creature was grotesque and terrifying, with lifeless eyes and a twisted, inhuman face. Victor, filled with guilt and disgust, rejected his creation and fled the laboratory. The monster, abandoned and alone, roamed the countryside, desperate for acceptance and love. But the villagers, upon seeing the monster, were filled with fear and hatred. They hunted the creature, driving it deeper and deeper into the wilderness. As the years passed, the monster became increasingly vengeful, consumed by a burning desire for revenge against its creator. And Victor, haunted by the memory of his monstrous creation, could never find peace. One stormy night, as lightning lit up the sky and thunder shook the ground, the monster returned to Ingolstadt. And Victor, trembling with fear, knew that his time had come. The monster broke into his home and murdered his family and friends. Victor, filled with terror and regret, died of a heart attack. From that day on, the monster roamed the village, a terrifying reminder of the dangers of playing God. And the villagers, forever haunted by the memory of the monster, lived in fear, never daring to speak of the atrocities that occurred that fateful night. As the years went by, the monster became more and more isolated, shunned by all those who knew of its existence. It took refuge in the abandoned ruins of an old castle, deep in the heart of the forest. But despite its isolation, the monster could not escape its own loneliness and despair. It yearned for companionship, for someone to understand and accept it. One day, while wandering through the forest, the monster stumbled upon a young girl. She was lost and alone, and the monster, seeing an opportunity for companionship, took her under its wing. The girl was initially terrified of the monster, but over time, she began to see it as something more than just a terrifying creature. She saw it as a being in need of love and acceptance, just like her. And so, the monster and the girl formed an unlikely friendship, with the monster protecting her from harm and teaching her the ways of the forest. They lived together in the castle, hidden away from the rest of the world. But their happiness was short-lived. One day, while the monster was out gathering firewood, the girl was discovered by a group of villagers. They were filled with fear and hatred, and they hunted the monster down. When the monster returned to the castle, it found the girl gone and the castle in ruins. It knew that the villagers had taken her, and it knew that it would never see her again. In that moment, the monster's heart broke. It realized that it would never be able to escape its monstrous nature, and that it would always be alone. And so, with a heavy heart, it fled into the wilderness, never to be seen again. But the villagers, forever haunted by the memory of the monster, knew that it was still out there, lurking in the shadows, a constant reminder of the dangers of playing God. And they lived in fear, never daring to speak of the atrocities that occurred that fateful night.